The Gaming Weekly has changed, and the community has confirmed that the channel is split. Starting tonight, there will be 2 separate brands. Each brand will have their own unique product, which means competition is indeed upon us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on Halo 3, a classic game as the round is over. Hey, everybody, welcome to Gameside. Here, back on Halo after so many years, Adrian, Matt, and XboxFreakPete at Gameside. Partner, welcome aboard. It's going to be a hell of a night.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited for tonight, especially when we're going back to Halo 3. Oh,
and again, I have to agree with you, Xbox. Halo 3, a classic game happening here tonight. This is Predator. We've seen Predator on Halo Reach so many years ago, but tonight it is indeed on Halo 3. As you can see, the action is continuing on. Silver has become a zombie. This is Agent spectating this man, and Xbox, you are in this absolutely incredible map. It's so gloomy, it's dark at times. BM One Tap is last man standing. Here we go. XboxFreakPete, what do you think One Tap might have to do to survive, as he doesn't survive? But let me ask you the question: what's the strategy here tonight?
I would say stick with your teammates, but I really don't know at this point. But just watch every corner and just make sure that you know what you're doing.
And that's exactly what you have to try to do in a game like this on Halo 3's Predator, ladies and gentlemen, where every man really has to watch their own corner, as you mentioned. And again, the Predator is continuing on. And this is the type of action, Xbox, where you can only see a part of the blue brand. Now that we're split, you and I are going to be calling the blue brand. Of course, Minigun Killer 10 and Rebel T-1087 calling the red brand. But hey, Xbox, this is the only type of action you can see on the blue brand. All the high-octane action on Halo.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, with the blue brand, you can expect great action when it comes to Reach, Halo 3. We may explore, other Halos. So, to get excited for the blue brand.
Yeah, like what you always say, get excited.
Yeah, get excited for it. Get excited.
I'm excited. I'll tell you what I'm excited for, the fact that you're going to be bringing in something as well. In fact, you claimed last week that you are going to be starting your own clan, but tonight you have an announcement to make at the end of the broadcast. We're going to get to that at the end of the broadcast. At the conclusion, you will be saying something, you'll be unveiling something that hasn't happened before in TGW, but back into the matchup right now. The round is over, and it seems to me that all these members really are working together. It's a game where all members need to work together due to the fact that the common enemy, the Predator, obviously trying to do all they can to try to infect every single person here. And I believe there are multiple Predators. As you can see, Agent Main landing on his feet. Great bounce from behind. That club-like blow right into the spine going downhill. And here we go. Matchup is beginning to break down. The breaking point of the matchup has indeed reached to the style of Halo 3. When it comes to Halo 3, it really is a classic game. As you can see once again, Jello now becoming a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my broadcast colleague, XboxFreakPete, becoming a zombie. I got to get through your mind here for just a second, partner. If you're in a game like this, though, not only do you have to work together with your team, but what would you do if you're alone here?
The best thing to do if you're solo, just get in a corner and just pray to God, because the zombies are invisible, which obviously makes them harder to see. If you're walking like out in the open, there's a real good chance you're going to get a sword strap your spine. So when I would suggest,
and we know Xbox. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. And the thing about that is we know the Predator has the innate and inborn ability to stay invisible, which certainly makes the Predator have an advantage here, which currently we're spectating here. The Predator, of course, invisible, also has the innate ability to run much faster than the humans. Look at this from behind yet again. A club-like blow right into the back of the neck. Silverline has become the zombie basically eliminated here. He has to eliminate all these different humans throughout the lobby. This is going to be an interesting part of the matchup, as One Tap got eliminated moments ago. The humans may see the zombie. As you can see now, the destruction continues. The Predator's still alive. Dang. 5 minutes and 13 seconds and counting. Who do you think is going to win, the Predator himself, or do you believe the humans are working quite well as a team?
Well, if the Predator can eliminate XboxFreakPete, I think the Predator has a good chance of winning this round.
The legendary XboxFreakPete, the Hall of Famer as well. Let's not forget, at one point in time in your TGW tenure, you were a dual champion. As the last man standing has been crowned, that was Jello. Jello's the last man standing, ladies and gentlemen. He has a clear-cut ability to try to knock down Predator, something that we have not seen before. But I'll tell you one, one thing, it's going to be very critical for Jello here to analyze the situation and look closely, because we talked about it before. It's going to be very difficult for you to try to locate the Predator, as he is invisible to the human eyes, and he's going to make sure he, being the Predator, is going to slice and dice Mr. Jello. And Jello is already atop of the barricade here, trying to knock down the Predator. I believe he sees him at this point in time, or perhaps not. Maybe it's just mind games. You saw the Spartan laser. Let's not forget the Predator also has the Spartan laser equipped.
Yeah, son, I mean, I'm a betting 5 that this Ultra Jello's gonna get piled up in the next few seconds here. Yeah, see?
There we go.
Yeah. Easy.
Well, you called it. Welcome back, partner. As you can see, the matchup is beginning to continue on here tonight. Halo 3's Predator. I'll tell you, Halo 3, a very classic game, continuing the tradition. Of course, later on tonight, we got the SOAR Tournament Championship Chase, a tradition that happened back in 2017 as well, something that you and I called back in 2017.
Yeah, man, I mean, that was a really exciting night, and I hope to do some more with you, you know, when it comes to championships, etc.
Well, indeed, the championship will continue on here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to my broadcast colleague, the one and only, the legend, the Hall of Famer, XboxFreakPete, who takes it home here tonight with 32 points.
Yes, because killing a teammate counts as 10 points. But anyway, let's go to the...
Yeah, coming up next, we got the SOAR Tournament Championship Chase, which is going to be taking place on Halo Reach. We'll see you then. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the SOAR Tournament Championship Chase, a tradition that happened back in 2017, continuing on tonight. The Gaming Weekly for the next 3 weeks will be crowning 3 contenders, a part of the SOAR Tournament battles that will be contested here over the next 3 weeks. Of course, each contender will be advancing to the finals. The finals being a fatal 4-way matchup for the SOAR Tournament Championship up for grabs. The title will be on the line. Well, tonight, though, it is all based on testament, based on will, based on strength. The question is, who will become the #1 contender for the championship? We're about to find out in a matter of moments. Of course, the rules of the SOAR Tournament battles are simple. Basically, every superstar is going to be, well, spawning in with the energy sword. Their job is to try to make sure they eliminate as many players as possible, as the superstar with the most amount of points will become the #1 contender. Again, it is a battle of strength and will. Coming up next, the SOAR Tournament Championship Chase commences for the first time in 3 years here in TGW. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to crown the first of 3 contenders to determine who will be the SOAR Tournament champion, or perhaps we're going to be crowning a retained champion. Mike is set to defend against 3 superstars. Who are the 3 superstars? Well, we're going to be crowning over the next couple of weeks, a part of the SOAR Tournament Championship Chase, a tradition that happened back in 2017 as previously stated. And tonight we're crowning the first contender, the first of 3, to see who advanced to the fatal 4-way for the championship on the line. XboxFreakPete at GameStop, along with myself, Adrian, Matt, start on part of the blue brand. Of course, the red brand will be taking it for the Rocket League game night. Oh my, these two now taking each other out. XboxFreakPete, of course, gained the first point of the matchup before he actually, of course, is advancing tonight.
Yeah, man, that elite got me a little stressed out there, but I got him.
So in a matchup like this, Xbox, you got to give me some perspective here. You got to admit and believe that there's a lot of pressure coming into all TGW superstars.
Definitely. Especially in SOAR Tournament, where you either win or you just die. Well, that sounded really stupid, but yeah.
So nonetheless, 3 minutes and 38 seconds and counting. XboxFreakPete still on his feet, has the first point of the matchup. At least consider the fact that he's still alive. But Ultra Jello has 2 points. Now this is going to be pretty interesting. If you're able to knock down Silver Lion, you will indeed be tied with Ultra Jello. So this is going to be a developing story that we're going to be witnessing right now. The map is loading in. Here comes XboxFreakPete full speed ahead, my former broadcast calling, in which of course you had experience in a SOAR Tournament battle. Back in 2017, you were a SOAR Tournament champion, also in 2016. Never forget those days, as XboxFreakPete is looking right into the eyes of Silver Lion. And this is going to be pretty interesting. You're going to put yourself up to the test now tonight. Of course, I'm not sure if game rust really is a factor against you, Xbox. You haven't been on this game for a while. Oh my, did you see that? Full speed ahead, and XboxFreakPete wasting little time and launched the energy sword right into the abdominal area. The opponent went down now, but I'll tell you, XboxFreakPete making a statement, an emphatic statement at that, but nonetheless a thunderous blow here tonight.
Definitely.
Xbox Freak Pete has the upper hand, but I'll tell you, he is tied with Ultra Jello. Jello here is going to have to do all he can to continue this momentous shift that he's having right now. But it's Xbox Freak Pete blazing in. He's absolutely incredible thus far. One tap is down and out along with XD Legend Jr. At this point in time, we'd like to thank all the great TGW fans and players joining us here tonight for the first brand. This is the brand split. The blue brand taking it home tonight on Halo Reach, taking it center stage. The red brand will continue on over there. But I'll tell you, hey, listen, the red brand, it seems promising and such, but I'm not quite sure if it could touch the blue brand.
Yeah, son, because, I mean, you got me and Adrian, right? Like, legend duo commentating team, and you got these two chumps in Rebel and Minigun. They ain't got nothing. On Adrian, the voice, and Xbox FreakPete, nothing.
Well, we'd like to hear their commentary on the red brand, of course. Nonetheless, Xbox FreakPete has contended the pursuit. This matchup is continuing on. To determine the number one contender, the first of three contenders to see who's going to be advancing to the Fatal 4-Way for the Sword Tournament title on the line. Mike went to the Sword Tournament Championship just a couple of days ago. Absolutely enthralled to see that win. Battle continuing. Xbox FreakPete fell through the hole. And Xbox, it was so close there.
I
He
know,
fell
dude.
through that hole.
That counted
Ultra
as his
Jello
skill,
now's
too.
taking it home.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hey, but it was a mistake. It was a mistake that you now know. A mistake that you're going to take, and you're going to correct it this round.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about Halo. There are so many different rounds, and of course, so many mistakes will happen, but you get to learn from those mistakes.
Yeah, don't fight near the hole.
The lead.
Yeah. Yeah, son, you'll go flying off if you do.
Speaking about a hole, we probably might need a hole over the mouths over there on the red brand, the commentators over there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
nonetheless, Ultra Jello and looking on, of course. And there you see this matchup is beginning to gain so much pressure, so much suspense. We know for a fact that Ultra Jello is really on his way to become the number one contender, but there are still plenty of different rounds. Xbox Freak Pete realizing what he did wrong, he's going to continue this pursuit and correct that wrong. One tap, mocking the opponent, looking right across the map. These two now beginning a battle perhaps in just moments, as you can see right now. Oh my, this matchup's beginning to break down. Xbox Freak Pete was taken down. You got some competition tonight, partner.
I've never seen that happen before. I mean, I thought the way was like going to like trade, but like still like stay alive. But we just like completely just killed each other instantly. I don't know. That's crazy.
Oh! And speaking about killing instantly, one tap with an instant shot. Hey, this is one of those games where you can't trust anybody here. In a sword tournament battle, especially for the championship, every man is for themselves, meaning that you can't team up with anybody because they can backstab you, especially with the energy sword. And oh my, and one tap is gaining the lead. Another shot, of course, the carcass went flying. One tap is gaining that pace that he needs. Xbox Freak Pete, your juncture. At this juncture, what's your prediction?
I predict that one tap is going to secure this round because whenever he kills said enemy, he adds insult to injury by conducting the teabag.
Well, one tap, of course, playing mind games. You're right. Psychological factors involved in the matchup. And Ultra Jello now is, well, it looks like he's taking methodical pace. I'm not quite sure if he's really rushing things now. He is, realizing the map is in. Again, so many different great TGW members joining us tonight. Agent Main, Slim Shady, XD Legend Jr., Silver Lion, Surfing Blurry. Ultra Jello still alive, of course, with one tap on his feet. These two are going to meet up in just a matter of moments. Who's going to be the man to get the point out of here? One tap was gaining the momentum and electricity. These two battling back and forth, realizing their shields are down. Going to take a breather.
This is going to be a potential trade. I don't know at this point in time, but we'll have to find out.
Well, we're going to find out just a couple of seconds here. These two continue to mock each other, especially one tap going back to what you said. But it was Jello. Jello's...
Ultra
Jello,
Jello.
I'll tell you, he's looking quite impressive tonight, Mr. Jello is.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of me.
I like the point you were going to bring out. Yeah, kind of reminds me of a young Xbox Freak Pete, the starting Xbox Freak Pete, the young man back a couple of years ago looking to make a name for himself. That's Ultra Jello tonight.
Yeah,
But he got knocked down by one tap.
Oh, thank you, one tap.
Like
Appreciate it.
Adding insult to injury. What do I mean appreciated here, Xbox? Of course, one tap is having a great time, but Jello's having a great time too. I'm not sure if disrespect it really is. Disrespect nonetheless.
Well, you gotta insult the injury physically and verbally. So I mean that is what I just said.
Well, there's something called
verbal
sportsmanship, Mr.
Yeah,
Xbox.
I know, yeah. But that's boring to me. Ah, shoot.
So this matchup, look at one tap continues to mock the
buddy.
opponent.
What
So
was
I
that?
think I may know the strategy that one tap is trying to employ here. Perhaps this is just my critical thinking. If you examine and analyze the matchup, perhaps maybe one tap is trying to confuse the opponents, trying to teabag them, saying, hey, listen, let's team up for just a couple of seconds. The opponent may believe that he's going to team up with them. Then out of nowhere, one tap is going to strike them back.
No offense towards. Oh, hey son, I'm commentating. What you doing, man?
And XboxFreakPete is, I believe, talking on the phone. You haven't changed much, have you?
No,
So
so my
Slim Shady-
brother just walked in the room, but I mean, I was going to
Oh,
say
I remember
that,
your brother, yeah.
Yeah,
He used to,
no with disrespect to Ultra Jello, but I believe that one tap is going to secure this victory tonight.
Well, it's actually Slim Shady here, by the way.
Well,
Who's alive at this
you know
point.
what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. So it's
Yeah.
5 points for Jello. Yeah, he's winning the matchup right now, but he's eliminated. Here comes Slim Shady, who's trying to do everything he can to try to knock off the big one tap. And one tap backs up for just a second. Slim Shady as well. Gonna take a breather here. This is what you need to do in a matchup like this. You got to do all you can to take that breather, sometimes reassess the situation, you know, back at it. As you can see now, this matchup, oh my! You gotta be kidding me. Slim Shady now, I'll tell you, that was... The tables may have been turned there. It looks like Slim Shady added the insult to injury. It looks like Slim Shady here was the one that's mocking BM1 tap as he teabagged the deceased body. And here we go. Slurfing, it's actually Surfing Blurry up against Slim Shady.
Surfing
Who do you think
Blurry.
is going to win between these two?
I'm honestly not quite sure because Slim Shady, you know, I mean, taking out one of the people that's tied for first place, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh my! And you're right about that. As this matchup is beginning to break down, interesting factor to the matchup right now. Who's going to be advancing here? Surfing Blurry with 5 points, Slim Shady with 2, but if he continues the onslaught, he will advance to 3 points. But hey, Surfing Blurry and Jello are tied no longer. Blurry now reaches it to 6 points here. Blurry may be looking at a clear road ahead of him. It won't be a blurry road because if he continues this onslaught, he will become the #1 contender.
Yeah, man, really good fast-paced action going on tonight in this sword tournament matchup.
Fast-paced action where you can only see it on the blue brand for TGW. Many members joining us tonight. So many great members. BM1 Tap is down. Surfing Blurry is down. That means this is going to be a very critical and crucial point for all the rest of the members because if Blurry is down, that gives them an opening for them to gain some pace and take advantage that Blurry, the biggest threat thus far, is down.
Yeah, man, I'm
One tap.
getting ready to take on Agent Main. I'll respect this guy. I don't know him, but we'll see how he does.
Great competitor, of course. These two now lock it up. Oh my, and XboxFreakPete and Agent Main taking each other out. In the process, Main went up to 2 points. XboxFreakPete reaching up to 4. Slim Shady looking on. Hey, this is one of those games as well where, again, you need to spawn in with an opponent. Sometimes opponents here spawn in with no opponent, leaving off room for others to gain points.
Yeah, man, I mean, when you first spawn and you see no one there, like at first, like you're happy that you can't, like, potentially die, like in the first few seconds, but at the same time, that's a potential point that's not spawning right beside you, and in that moment, any one else that's spawning, like with two people like on the same platform, that person can easily get ahead.
And you're right about that. And whenever an opponent gets really the lead here, it changes the shift of all these different pace that these superstars are employing right now. The round is over. Still winning the game right now is Surfing Blurry, though, with 7 points here. Well, this matchup could go either way. I'll tell you this much, like you said, going back to what you said, the point that you made, fast-paced action, 100 miles an hour, I'll say. These guys really blazing it tonight. Venerable action, venerable game. Halo Reach coming out back in 2010. A decade later, was still on this game. Tells you the amount of achievements this game really accomplished through the years. The fact that it's still alive in a year like this.
I just want to point out that, like, the whole time, I've not spawned with anyone. Like, you know, fighting them.
Yeah, and that's going back to the point I made earlier on as well. For example, instance here, one tap has spawned in with an opponent.
Oh, what?
Well, developing story here. What just happened? Did he just fall off?
I just lagged off the map. That's awesome.
So it looks like this game probably doesn't want you to become the #1 contender tonight.
Probably not. Daggone it.
Well, you still have another chance next week and the week after that. Anyhow, Blurry now is already taking the lead yet again with 8 points. Really taking it tonight. Surfing Blurry looking absolutely phenomenal tonight with 8 points. So many of the different TGW players going down in the process.
Yeah, man. I mean, look. When
Slim
it
Shady. He's doing the teabag.
Yeah, but what I was going to say was, like, when it comes to qualifying, even if I don't qualify, daggone, he just called him up. But even if I don't qualify, I'm still a former Sword Tournament champion, so theoretically it really doesn't matter to me, you know?
Well, in a way, you're right. And by the way, also, again, like you said, you are a former Sword Tournament champion. Perhaps it's going to be in your best interest to allow some of these new members to take that lead, to take that spotlight. But then again, at the same time, you're also battling for your credibility.
Yeah, and if I, don't qualify, it'll be like me passing the torch to the contender.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking about the contender, we're going to be finding out who's going to be the first of 3 contenders to advance to the Fatal 4-Way for the Sword Tournament Championship up for grabs. Last week in TGW, we had the championship night. We saw Steve Joe win the free-for-all championship, but it was none other than Mike who won the Sword Tournament Championship. The title was up for grabs last week. We're going to be finding out who's going to be the first of 3 contenders tonight. If you're just joining us, this is indeed the Gaming Weekly producing Halo Reach tonight. As XboxFreakPete, though, is advancing with 5 points, still has a great chance to win this entire game, but 9 points for Surfing Blurry. And here you see Silver Lion, who is just like a lion, looking right into the eyes of his prey, his own opponent.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll be going up against Ultra Jello, so I mean, this should be really interesting.
And Silver Lion now advancing to the 4th point. Yeah, so this is going to be great. This is going to be Ultra Jello versus XboxFreakPete. A rematch now. You guys already had it beforehand. XboxFreakPete wasting a little time, of course, now going after the opponent. These two now back and forth. Action continuing on. And that may have been a mishap there, Xbox.
Missed the lunge, bro. Yeah.
And it's one of those times, it's one of those mistakes where sometimes you click the RT button too early, which allows the opponent to capitalize there, and then click the RT button at that exact time.
I'm a little bit rusty, but I mean, it's fine, it's fine.
Hey, but this is one of those games where calculations are also absolutely incredibly important. You
Definitely.
gotta calculate when to hit the RT button at the correct time. It's one of those games where it doesn't seem as important, but really is critical. You can see one tap now approaching. Oh my, there you see now Steve, or I should say, I believe that was none other than XD Legend Jr. who went down and out. He went down and out. One tap, though, is celebrating. And Surfing Blurry is realizing that he has an opponent ahead of him. That's none other than BM1 tap as the map continues to load in. Here tonight in TGW, a great way for us to kick off the grand split. Agent Maid now going up against, well, none other than Ultra Jello, who is doing quite good thus far. He's actually 1 point behind Surfing Blurry, who advanced to the 11th point here. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a developing story right here, Xbox, and I'll tell you why. As you can see, you gained a point there, Xbox, but nonetheless, though. Oh my, wait a second. Spoke too soon. I was going to say that if Jello continues the onslaught, he can, of course, then dismantle the rest of the TGW superstars, gain more points, and surpass Surfing Blurry, but now he got eliminated, he being Jello, so that allows these guys, Xbox, you yourself versus Silver Lion, to gain the momentum.
Yeah, man. I mean, me and him have 6 and 5 points, right? Whoever wins this duel will still be sort of far from the first place position.
And it begs the question, with that being said, like you said, will this kill really do indeed help you? Does it actually help you in the long run, or do you think, does it give you psychological warfare, so to speak?
I'm assuming the second one, because I don't know like how many rounds they are, but I don't see myself winning. But I mean, that's okay though, I mean, we don't win them all, I mean, it's fine for me. I don't care.
Well, all these great TGW superstars looking great thus far. Everyone doing a great job, no matter how many points you have. As Silver Line 12 now pushes off XboxFreakPete.
Oh my!
FreakPete, you got eliminated there.
God.
And now he reaches over to the 6th point. But going back to what you said moments ago, again, that round really dictates how many points are left between. So listen, we know for a fact that Surfing here is, I believe, there we go. He's at 11 points. He's taking the lead. But Ultra Jello, you got to watch out for him. He has 10 points here.
Yeah, man, Surfing Blurry and Ultra Jello looking really, really good tonight.
All right, there we go. I was about to say, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And I gotta love the chances of Ultra Jello. You gotta love this kid's chances. I mean, he may win tonight. He could be winning tonight, but he's got to watch out for Surfing Blurry. He really does have all the power and the strength that is happening thus far tonight in this matchup. Already getting eliminated, that was BM1 Tap. Legend Jr. still alive, along with Agent Main advancing on. There you see now, there's nobody on the other side. There we go, I spoke too soon. Watch out here, the battle up and over the top, landing on his feet. Great balance, did you see that?
I thought the freaking...
These two taking each other out.
I thought the freaking ramp was going like towards the other kid, and I just get sliced back by a daggone elite. Yeah, buddy. Bagging me while you can. You ain't winning. Sorry to tell you. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Cool.
I spawned in. I shouldn't say the word spawn. I should say I spectated Slim Shady, and right when I spectated, I'll tell you, Surfing Blurry's body was literally lunged up across the air. Slim Shady now, it seems that he's gaining some pace. He has 9 points now, but Jello's still alive, meaning that if Jello's able to knock off another human tonight, then he'll be advancing to the 11th point, meaning that he'll be tied, perhaps not, because it looks like now Slim Shady went down and out along with the other opponent, so they went down and out.
Yeah, man, as we go into round God knows what, because I don't know what round we're on, but we'll see how this round goes for the competitors.
Just a couple of more rounds live tonight in TGW for the Sword Tournament #1 contendership, of course. Standing across BM1 Tep, the psychological BM1 Tep, I would say. He's the one that really likes to play mind games out of everyone here, I would say.
Yeah, man, speaking of One Tap, I'll be facing him very shortly.
One Tap, absolutely incredible TGW member, up against a legend that is known as XboxFreakPete. This is going to be a good one. Ultra Jello is looking on, realizing that there's no opponent at this point now. Now the map advances. This could be the time for Jello to not only gain some lead and pace, but also leverage to try to knock off Silver Line. It's line now, and XD went down and out of the map.
Me. Hey,
looks like
bro, you missed the teabag. Yeah, you trapped.
So, speaking about teabag, Slim Shady is teabagging his opponent. Matchup is developing now. Take a look at this. This is going to be an interesting developing story. Slim Shady as at 11 points. Can you imagine this? We've been talking about Ultra Jello and Surfing Blurry for the past couple of minutes about winning this matchup, but we kind of actually didn't even talk about Slim Shady because he now gains this pace. He's literally tied with Jello and Blurry. And if he takes down One Tap, he's going to win the entire game.
Yes,
this round.
If One Tap kills Slim Shady, there will be a triple threat tie, but there may be another round. So. Yeah.
Game over.
Never mind.
My, the game is over. Oh my God! You gotta be absolutely kidding me! Nobody expected this. Oh my! Nobody expected this. Xbox. Slim Shady.
Slim Shady with the
Can you believe this?
So that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Eminem must be, well, he must be proud here tonight. Slim Shady, who nobody expected was going to win tonight. We were talking about Jello and surfing and such, but out of nowhere, literally Slim Shady, out of nowhere, pulled the rug from underneath everybody here and would win the entire matchup, becoming the #1 contender, the first #1 contender for the championship, something that not many people expected would happen.
Slim Shady making a quick name of himself tonight.
Well, you want to talk about impact and such? That was an impactful movement. And
Definitely.
not just that, but also, hey, listen, had the shock factor as well. I'm completely shocked. Slim Shady from out of nowhere. He was indeed slim tonight and slick.
Yes, yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we crown the first #1 contender. He is now involved. Slim Shady has a shot at the championship, the Sword Tournament title, the Fatal 4-Way. We now have Slim Shady involved in the matchup. Mike, who's the Sword Tournament champion. We're going to be crowning 2 more contenders over the next couple of weeks. But we mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, the initial start point. And now we're at the conclusion. Xbox, you recall that last week in TGW, clans were announced.
Yes.
Then you later would announce on Rocket League that you were bringing in your own clan. Well, you have an announcement to make concerning this. What is that announcement?
So the plan is with my clan and this other kid's clan, right? I want to face the opposing clan in a 7v7 styled matchup on Halo Reach. I got the perfect map for it. I made it even before I had Xbox Live, but it's a capture the flag. It's captures or 5 captures to win. 7v7. This other kid can bring his 10-year-old clan, and he can face off against FreakPete's clan, and we'll see who wins.
Well, just when I was thinking that, well, I was thinking at this point in time, I didn't think it could get any crazier. But just as soon as I thought that, it gets crazier. The Gaming Weekly, for what would be the first time issued by my broadcast colleague XboxFreakPete, issuing a clan battle 7-on-7 for the first time in TGW. What's going to happen next? Will the opposing team accept this? We're going to find out next week on TGW's Blue Brand.
Get excited.